Hi, my name is Alex and I will be speaking in English today, so thank you for your patience with me. I'm an architect and a photographer, but in the past few years I've been more of a photographer. And this is one of the turning points, one of the many, but one of the turning points, the photos of the Tugendhat Villa being published on Architecture Daily. My education as an architect and my practice in the field has kind of shaped the way I take photos. So I'm very interested in atmosphere and in the relationships between the buildings and the environment and people. I'm very inspired by cinematography, and I hope that my images look like they're part of a bigger story where you kind of see just a flicker of it, but in fact there's more before and after. I'm really not into blue. I'm more into the gray weather, actually, and I really like this photo because it was taken in, I think, the darkest setting I've shot in. It was a December morning on the 7th of December. It was extremely gray. Again, context and people are very important for me, and showing this connection between the building I'm photographing and the context is I think, key to highlighting what the project really is and how it really functions. I try to edit as little as I can, or as little as I'm allowed to, and I try to style, again, very little. So I'm really happy when I encounter projects like this, which are a mess, and I love photographing this kind of mess. And of course, I really enjoy having models, especially when they do similar things like these. I prefer cats, but there's not cats everywhere, so I'm happy with people as well. And even during the tightest of restrictions, I take advantage of my boyfriend and I use him as a model in buildings that are not even open to the public yet. So thank you, Hansa. I really recommend you try shooting public space once in your life. It's really a fantastic experience. It's about spending a full day or even more in a public space where activities and generations swing by. And lately I've been interested in photographing older buildings because I found out that the published media, be it digital or print, focuses on projects that have been that are no older than 3 years old, which is kind of strange. So I'm trying to build a little project focused on these buildings because I think it's a bit of a pity that we are not taking inspiration from them, knowing how much wealth and how much knowledge there is stored in them, especially in Prague or in Tenerife as this beautiful lighthouse is. For the rest of the little time that I have, I will be talking to you about maybe my favorite project that I have, which is called In Between, and it's about building sites. I grew up on building sites. I grew up in post-communist Romania, where there weren't many playgrounds, but there was a lot of concrete. So building sites are very, very exciting for me. They are like labyrinths where at every turn you find something really interesting. So I have a kind of nostalgia related to these spaces. And not only that, I find it interesting to document the people that are inside, because obviously there's these security, safety guidelines where we are not allowed to enter building sites. So therefore we don't see the work of these people. And often we don't see it because at the end, the building looks completely different. And their work is very important. Their jobs are very important, and also, as we all know, they're mostly immigrants, not very well paid, so it's nice to get the chance to show them to the world sometimes. Sometimes, especially during COVID, I was missing the visual arts world, so we couldn't go to museums or galleries. And so I was getting my kicks for this in the building site. It's really interesting how, without any guidance, there's a lot of beautiful installation work happening in the building site, a lot of light design as well. And it's fantastic to find these moments because they last for maybe an hour maximum, and that's it. When it comes to the building site, the question of the architect and their role in the project arises, and where the project ends is a big question. And I really like the approach of many of the architects I work with, but especially this one, which was a house in Pernek by Jan Studeni. This is his sister's house, where they've been living for already 2 years now, and this is the finished bathroom, where we can see how the toilet functions and everything is exposed. Thank you very much.